everyone. Welcome back to Lety's English Podcast, a quiet space where we slow down, reflect, and talk about life, healing, and the little things that truly matter. And today, I want to share with you something that sounds simple, but holds a deep truth. It's called Why Being Kind is the Smartest Strategy. There is a quiet kind of wisdom hidden in kindness, a kind of intelligence that doesn't shout, doesn't argue, doesn't need to win, but somehow always ends up bringing peace. You see, kindness is not weakness. It is not something we do when we have nothing else to offer. It is, in fact, the smartest strategy a human being can ever learn, because it's the one thing that cannot be taken away from you. No matter what happens, no matter who leaves, no matter how much you lose, there is a saying from an old Buddhist verse that goes like this: the best friend you can ever have, today and forever, is the goodness inside your own mind. And if you think about it, isn't that true? When life becomes uncertain, when everything around you starts falling apart, what do you really have left? Not money, not people, not possessions. You have your thoughts, and those thoughts can either destroy you or protect you. They can turn your life into a battlefield or a safe place. Kindness, then, is not something you show to the world first. It's something you plant quietly inside yourself. It's a decision to make peace with your own mind. Because before you can be kind to others, you have to be gentle with yourself. There was a time in my life when I thought being kind meant being soft, being naive, being taken advantage of. So I built walls. I tried to be strong by closing my heart. I thought that would protect me, but it didn't. It only made the world colder. And one day I realized something simple. The people who seem the strongest are not the ones who never break. They are the ones who know how to stay kind even after they've been hurt. They are the ones who still choose compassion when life gives them every reason to be bitter. Because bitterness is easy, kindness is hard. And that's exactly why it's so powerful. When you meet someone who stays kind even when the world is cruel, you're not looking at weakness. You're looking at mastery. Think about it. When someone is rude to you, your instinct is to fight back, to protect your ego. But what happens if you pause, breathe, and respond with calm understanding? You don't lose power, you rise above the chaos. You stop letting other people control your peace. That's intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Spiritual intelligence. The kind of intelligence that creates a meaningful life. There's a story about a monk who was insulted by a stranger. The man shouted, "Cursed," threw words like knives. The monk simply smiled. When the man stopped to catch his breath, the monk said, "If someone offers you a gift and you don't accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The man said, "To the giver." "Of course." The monk replied, "Then I do not accept your anger, and it remains with you." That is the art of kindness, not reacting, but responding, not letting others decide your peace. That's not weakness. That's power. Every time you choose to be kind instead of cruel, patient instead of angry, compassionate instead of judgmental, you're training your mind to see the world differently. You're rewiring your brain toward peace. That's neuroscience and spirituality working hand in hand. And maybe this is the real secret of why kindness is the smartest strategy. Because it doesn't just change the way people see you. It changes the way you see the world. It builds something within you that cannot be broken even when everything else falls apart. Let's be honest, life is not fair. People will hurt you. They will misunderstand you. They will forget the things you did for them. But if your peace depends on how others treat you, you'll never be free. That's why being kind is not about others. It's about protecting your own soul. It's about choosing not to let the darkness around you make you forget the light within you. Some people say, if you're too kind, people will use you. But here's the truth. If you are kind and they use you, the problem is not your kindness. It's their emptiness. And if you stop being kind because of them, you let their emptiness win. Being kind doesn't mean you allow others to hurt you. It means you know when to walk away without anger. It means you choose peace over revenge. It means you understand that forgiveness is not for them. It's for your own freedom every day. You meet people fighting invisible battles. The angry driver on the road, the rude cashier at the store, the silent coworker who avoids eye contact. You don't know what they're carrying. So instead of reacting, what if you chose compassion? What if you became the reason someone still believes in goodness? That's what kindness does. It ripples. You'll never see how far it travels, but it always reaches somewhere. A small act of kindness can become someone's reason to keep going. And that is a kind of power greater than any argument, any victory, any wealth. When you live with kindness, something inside you changes. You stop chasing validation. You stop competing. You stop needing to prove your worth because you already know who you are. You are grounded in peace. You are your own anchor. And that brings us back to the beginning, to that verse. Your best friend is the goodness within your mind. If you lose everything but keep that friend, you'll be okay because it will guide you through the storms. It will hold you when no one else does. It will whisper, "You are enough. You can rest now. You can still love." Even here, if you've been listening for a while, you know that every episode on Lety's English Podcast is a small invitation to return home, not to a place, but to yourself. And this one, more than any other, is a reminder that the home you seek is built from your own gentle thoughts. Asterisk. And maybe we should talk about this for a moment, because kindness is not just something we practice when life feels calm. It is something that gets tested when life feels messy, unfair, or overwhelming. That's when true kindness begins, when you can choose gentleness in the middle of noise. It's easy to love people when they are kind to you, but what about those who are not? What about those who misunderstand you or judge you without knowing your story? That's when kindness turns from a simple word into a real practice. It's not about letting others win. It's about letting peace win inside of you. I used to think that kindness meant saying yes to everyone, keeping the peace by pleasing others. But real kindness is not about approval. It's about alignment. It's about choosing what keeps your heart light, not what keeps others comfortable. Sometimes kindness means walking away quietly without anger. Sometimes it means forgiving someone who will never say sorry. Sometimes it means being patient with your own healing. Have you ever noticed how people who are truly kind have a certain calm energy? They don't rush to prove their point. They don't compete for attention. They don't hold grudges for too long, because they have learned something most people forget. that peace is worth more than pride. Kindness doesn't mean you ignore your pain. It means you allow it to soften you instead of hardening you. It means you let it teach you compassion, not resentment. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every moment of rejection, they can all become teachers of kindness if you let them. I remember one night, sitting alone after a hard day, my heart felt heavy. My mind was spinning with questions, with whys and what ifs, and I realized something. No one could fix that feeling for me. No one could step inside my mind and clean it for me. The only thing I could do was sit quietly, breathe, and tell myself, it's okay. You are still safe. You are still safe. You are still be kind. Even to yourself, that moment changed everything because kindness started to feel like a form of strength, not a performance. It became a choice, a daily practice, a way of talking to myself, a way of showing up for the world. You see, kindness is intelligent because it simplifies life. When you stop reacting to every small thing, when you stop taking everything personally, your energy starts to come back to you. You stop fighting invisible battles. You stop wasting time on proving things. You start creating space for what truly matters. That's why I call it the smartest strategy. Because in a world where everyone is busy being right, the kind person stays light. They protect their peace, and when you protect your peace, you think clearer, love deeper, and live wiser. We live in a time where being loud often gets more attention than being kind. People confuse sarcasm with intelligence and gentleness with weakness. But the truth is, it takes far more strength to stay gentle in a harsh world. Anyone can be angry, anyone can be cruel. But it takes a brave heart to stay kind, to keep choosing empathy when it would be easier to close off. And maybe this is the biggest secret about kindness. It multiplies when you give it away. It grows inside you when you smile at someone, even a stranger. It shifts something in the air. That small energy of care, of presence, creates connection, and that connection reminds us we are not alone. You never know who needed your kind word today. You never know whose heart was breaking silently while you offered them a moment of gentleness. Maybe your kindness won't change the whole world, but for that one person, it could change their world. And that's where true intelligence lies, in understanding that every small act matters, that your energy travels, even through silence, that sometimes saying nothing but standing in peace is the greatest act of kindness there is. We often talk about success in terms of money or achievement. But what if the real success is being able to go to sleep at night with a soft heart? What if wisdom is not about knowing everything, but about loving even when you don't understand? What if kindness is the language that every soul understands, no matter the culture, the language, or the distance? I think that's why kindness feels sacred, because it's universal. It's the bridge between all of us. You can be anywhere in the world, and a single kind gesture will always be understood. It doesn't need translation, it just needs presence. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is simply to listen, to give someone space to be seen and heard without judgment. In that silence, healing happens because every human being just wants to feel understood. And when you listen with kindness, you give them that gift. So maybe the smartest people are not the ones with the loudest voices or the highest achievements. Maybe they're the quiet souls who make others feel safe, the ones who choose patience over pride, the ones who walk through life softly, leaving behind a trail of calm energy. That is the intelligence of the heart. It cannot be measured by degrees or titles, but by presence, by compassion, by the peace you create around you. And when I look back on my own journey, every time I acted from anger, I lost something: peace, clarity, connection. But every time I acted from kindness, even when it was hard, I gained something: freedom. Freedom from the need to be right. Freedom from resentment. Freedom from the heavy weight of ego. That's what kindness gives you. It frees you from yourself. It turns every moment into an opportunity to practice grace. And when you live like that, life starts to feel lighter, not because it becomes easier, but because you stop carrying unnecessary pain. So maybe tonight, before you sleep, you can try something simple. Think of one small thing you did today that was kind, even if it was just holding the door for someone, or speaking softly to yourself when you made a mistake. Notice how that moment feels in your body. It's warm, right? That's peace. That's the quiet glow of kindness growing inside you. And tomorrow, do it again, not to impress anyone, not to look good, but simply because it feels right. Because kindness, when practiced daily, becomes your nature. And when it becomes your nature, it becomes your strength in the end. The world doesn't need more clever people. It needs more kind ones, because cleverness builds things, but kindness builds people, and people are what truly matter. If you take one thing away from today's episode, let it be this: kindness is not something you give. It's something you become. And when you become it, you light up everything around you. Thank you for letting me share this quiet reflection with you. If this message found its way to your heart, don't forget to share it with someone who might need it. It's a simple way to keep the ripple of kindness alive. And as always, thank you for being part of this gentle space. This is Lety, and you're listening to Lety's English Podcast, where every word is a reminder that healing begins within. Until next time, stay calm, stay kind, and never forget, your peace is your power.